What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Blank Frank, back with another video. And today we're gonna be talking about crazy girl ends up stealing this dude's dog. All right, so all started when this dude and this girl were in a relationship. Their only relationship only lasted for like a couple months though. So during this last month, he ended up, seeing, not understanding, but realizing that he lost a connection with her and stuff like that. Like he didn't feel her vibe anymore. Like um like he basically wasn't feeling her anymore, and she started acting different by acting mean and stuff like that. And the way she acted and her mood basically started to change in that last month of their relationship. So on this one day of their last month of relationship together, he ends up deciding that he was one day was going to break up with her. So to do this, he ends up basically calling or either texting or calling her and telling her to come over so they can like relax, not relax, but hang out together and stuff like that and talk. So she ends up accepting that, and she ends up coming over to his house. So as she comes inside of his house, she's basically excited and ready for like the fun things they're probably going to do at on that day and stuff like that. Him knowing that he's going to end up eventually during that night going to have to break up with her. So he's basically just trying to keep it cool and try to make it, probably try to not make it seem like anything bad was gonna happen, even though it was. So as they're talking, as they're sitting on the couch, he ends up saying that, bringing up, well, basically saying that we need to talk, which everybody knows what that means. Either something bad's about to happen or something good about to happen, but mainly it's about to be bad. So he ends up saying that, and that gets her a little nervous and anxious to see what he's about to say and stuff like that. And he ends up bringing up how he wants to break up with her and basically explaining to her why they're going to break up. And she didn't take that very well. She didn't take that good at all. She ends up, basically begging him to basically begging him to stay with her and stuff like that, and giving her another chance. And he's basically not declining all that, but like basically saying how he doesn't want to, and he's basically saying no to all of her requests and stuff like that. He doesn't want to get back with her and stuff like that. That's the main reason why he's breaking up with her. As they're doing that, it gets kind of worse. It gets kind of worse. She starts bursting out crying and stuff like that, and saying, not as she's crying, she's over saying how he can't break up with her and stuff like that, and saying how it's not possible for her to live without him, and she can't like not live without hearing his voice and stuff like that. He's being basically saying how no, you're not gonna get back together, and basically he's saying that he got most of his stuff at his house. So basically, all she has to do is get it and just go, and he's basically telling her to leave. And then she ends up. So after that, she ends up leaving. So after she leaves, he ends up going to play with his dog a little bit and basically rubbing his head and saying how he's a good boy and stuff like that. Just playing with his dog, having fun with his dog. After that, he ends up basically decides to go play some video games to take his break take his breakup like off his mind and stuff like that. Basically, just to clear it out and just have a good time and try to ignore it and stuff like that. So as he's gaming, he had on his headphones, something like that. He basically can't hear anything. He can't hear no doors opening or nothing, no windows, nothing. Basically hearing nothing besides the game. So as he's playing, he doesn't know that his ex-girlfriend came back to his house and stole his dog. I don't know how she broke in through the door or window. I don't know. But she ends up coming back and stealing the man's dog. Now, he ends up taking a break from playing Call of Duty. Basically, as the game is playing, he ends up taking a break from playing Call of Duty. He ends up going and looking for a dog because he basically wanted to see his dog and stuff like that. And he ends up looking around for his dog, and his dog is nowhere to be found. So he ends up picking up, look up on his phone, looking up on his phone, and he notices that his ex girlfriend sent him a photo of his dog at her house, and it came with a text message saying how if he wants to see his dog again, notice this that he's literally had this dog since he was a kid, and this dog has never been stolen from him. So she ends up telling him how if he wants to see his dog again, he has to come to her house so they can talk. And basically, he's basically pissed, and he wants to get to the bottom of the reason why she stole his dog. So he ended up calling her and asking her why she stole his dog, and he ended up calling her crazy and insane, and you're a crazy person for stealing my dog and stuff like that. She basically is accepting the fact that she's crazy. She knows what she's done, and she knows that she's crazy, basically. So after doing that, she ends up saying how she knows that he is her soulmate and stuff like that, and saying how after he forgives her, he'll basically understand the reason why she stole his dog, which is a weird thing to say. And he ends up saying how this he's saying how we're not gonna get back together just because you stole my dog and try to blackmail me and stuff like that. And so after that, he ends up hanging up the phone and ends up deciding to just go to her house and just try to get his dog back. And after that, he ends up going to his ex girlfriend's house to go get his dog. He arrives there, knocks on the door, and his ex girlfriend's dad, the his ex girlfriend's dad comes to the door, opens the door, and yeah, his ex girlfriend's dad is at the door. So he's basically telling her I don't know, wait, what? I don't know what I just said, but end up asking the dad is if his ex girlfriend was there, but he didn't tell her that way because they didn't tell her they didn't tell his they didn't tell that parents that they were broken up or anything like that. So he ends up asking, "Is the girl there?" And the dad said yes. After that, he basically just asked the dad, can he explain to him what the current situation is with them between them two and stuff like that. And he just like sure because he doesn't really know what's going on. He just kind of wants to know what's happening, and so he ends up explaining to the dad what's going on between them two and what's going on. And as he's telling him this, the dad this, it gets to the point where when he tells the dad that his ex girlfriend, basically his daughter, stole his dog and told him to come to the house and try to get him back, and basically to talk and get his dog back. So the dad gets shot, and he ends up just basically telling him to wait outside so he can go get the dog from his daughter. So the dad goes back inside, and for about like 5 minutes, all you hear is a bunch of commotion between the dad and the daughter, and basically the man outside, is basically hearing a majority of the conversation that's happening inside. He's basically hearing how basically why the dad's basically saying why did you do that and stuff like that, and basically saying why did you steal his dog, knowing dang well that's not gonna happen, knowing dang well that that's not gonna make him want to get back together with you and stuff like that. And she just getting mad and stuff like that. And he ends up coming back 5 minutes later with the dog, saying how he's sorry for his daughter acting like that, and the man outside just basically saying it's all right and stuff like that. So After that happens, the dad has the nerves to ask the man if he can give his daughter a second chance. Now let me just tell you this, all right? That is dumb. I'm pretty sure she must have tried to to try to convince her dad to ask him to take her back or give her a second chance, basically, knowing dang well that the only reason why he's even over there is because you stole the dog. Even I'm pretty sure the dad did not want to do that because, like I told y'all before, yeah, once that like the dad told her that taking a dog away from him isn't gonna make him want to get back together with you and stuff like that. Basically, take you back because you just did something crazy. I'm pretty sure nobody wants to deal with that. So yeah, he ended up just basically saying no, and then that was probably the end of it. She and like as before all of this, when they was arguing about it at his house, she wanted to be friends. She asked him if he wanted to be friends with him and stuff like that. He basically just said no. He didn't want nothing to do with her. This is why he didn't even know she was crazy like this. Well, interesting part about it is that the dad, before the dad went back inside his house, he had said that this happened multiple. He didn't really say it like that, say it like it happened multiple times, but he just said like, this happened, this like she ended up stealing the dog again, basically. So this happened again. I don't know, it's something weird, but that's gonna be the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and